Hi everybody, this is Suki and welcome to the May 31st edition of OA Wrestling. Sorry if I sound a little bit out of it. My first day back from vacation, I'm just... I was pretty much completely out of it all day, so I'm just kind of like here. Anyway, we've definitely got some things to talk about on this week's show, and pretty much between Extreme Rules and some pretty big things going on with WWE, and really just we can kind of look at the wrestling industry in general on this. But yeah, we'll get to all that. And to join me in going over all this, we do have we only have two of our normal people here this week, but we're still going to go with it. First off, we have, let's see, left to right, right to left, left to right, Cole.
I'm here.
Yep, and of course we have the ever present Chef Joe.
I am also here.
Yep. All right. So, let's see. I'm trying to think. I guess maybe we should. I'm trying to figure out if we should talk about the obvious thing first and make sure we have time for it, or should we just basically say like we're going to dedicate a certain amount of time at the end for it?
Well, I think we should start with the pay-per-view, to be perfectly honest, because that was 2 weeks ago at this point, so we should get out of the way.
Yeah. Okay. So, but definitely we'll get onto the news that was broken after the pay-per-view and stuff like that.
Which I was at, and it was great. And I will tell you, and if you when we're going over the matches, I could tell you what the crowd was like and all other shit. What I chanted. Why, yeah. I got beer thrown at me.
Did you did you have a sign out there, Cole?
No, I didn't, unfortunately, which I might have gone on TV, but it was a weird time. I was just like super pumped to go, so I just didn't care. Me and my friend just hung out. But yeah, probably best they didn't have a sign with me because the guy behind me threw a beer at me, so it probably got ruined. That's what I get for supporting The Miz.
That sounds pretty accurate right there.
Yeah.
All right. So, I'm looking at the card, but I guess I'll just pull things from the card should we need them, because I think we're just gonna kind of go generalized on this. But yeah. So Extreme Rules overall, once again, it was another solid wrestling show, and it did do a little bit more in the veil of we're telling the story that's ongoing. And by the way, sorry, I just realized I'm getting distracted by this, but I gotta put this out there. If there's no longer echoing or anything like that, like if you're not hearing these guys back through my microphone anymore, it's because I figured out my headphones actually work. So I've got headphones going. All right, and but I think I really feel like there was more story-wise going on in this one. Like it felt like more got done from this.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to agree with you on that.
Yeah.
Yep.
Let's see. Let me see things that I guess I'll just do this in general, going down the card. Like really quick things I can tell you right now. Baron Corbin, Dolph Ziggler, the feud that will never die.
God damn it. Can I, me and my friend were watching this match going, okay, it's no DQ. It's, alright, why are they just having a wrestling match? What's going on? Where's the no, there's the no DQ. Okay, yeah. Alright. Yep. Okay.
Yep, the club versus the Usos. Oh my god, it finally ended.
And it was a good match.
Essentially,
yeah. Rusev nearly snapping Kalisto in half.
I was getting a snack at this time because I just thought Kalisto was going to win. I did not see this match.
You were wrong, Cole.
Yeah.
I really thought. AJ said 2 weeks ago, hey, he was the only one to pick Rusev in this match. He goes, John Cena's coming back. They're going to have Rusev, John Cena. And I go, nah.
Which, you know what, we'll go ahead and skip a little bit forward into Raw's with this. Is that, yes, John Cena is back. John Cena came back on the Memorial Day Raw. And we all expected it to be him and Rusev talking back and forth. But nope, it looks like Rusev and Titus O'Neil are in the next feud for that title.
That's actually something kind of nice for Titus O'Neil to actually do something, and that could actually give him some good momentum.
Yeah.
Especially after return.
Yeah. But I mean, was this a good match? Like you said, he almost killed Kalisto, but like, was it a good match?
I mean, it was a good 10-minute match. I mean, honestly, I can't say either guy really looked bad in this. I mean, Kalisto did his damnedest, but of course, this was just a classic example of this is that time where the big man just just was too much for him.
And correct me if I'm wrong. Didn't Kalisto feel like he got like some sort of minor injury during the match?
I forget if that was the case.
Yeah, because it kind of looked like he might have hurt his shoulder or his back or something like that, but I can't really remember on top of my head. It kind of looked like it though.
Yeah, but let's see. All right, then tag title match. Pretty much, New Day kept the momentum going.
Mm-hmm.
And
I was terrified during that, but it was a good match.
Yeah. By the way, that was the shortest match on the card.
It felt short, but I'll say this: it felt short. But the second they hit the whirling dervish, it felt like time stopped.
Yep. Then let's see. Toss. And the next two matches I think are toss-ups for match of the night. Although I think this one edges the other one out. Fatal 4-way for the IC title.
That was the match of the night. It was so good.
That
it
was good,
so
but
fucking good.
In a way, it can have the result that no one wanted, but
Except me.
of course.
No, I really like The Miz now, and it's really weird to me.
Yeah.
But I was good.
Which I was starting to think. After he won here, I was starting to think, you know what? Maybe he is starting to carry the title well, and he's starting to come around, and he could be a legitimate champion. And now he's off to film Marine 5.
Well, honestly, I don't know. We don't know how that's gonna be. Where is he gonna be off Raw completely, or is he just gonna taking a week off real quick? Now I'm back.
Yeah.
And for the week off, I don't know how it's gonna work.
His little satellite package said he's going to give updates from the set every week.
Well,
Fuck.
usually movies like I'm guessing with WWE movies, they take at least a month to film.
Yeah, depending on the type of movie, it can usually take anywhere from a couple weeks to sometimes it can take months.
Mm-hmm.
Because it really just depends on where you're shooting, how much time you have to shoot there, when people are available, what type of stuff you have to do. Like for something like Star Wars, that took longer because there may have been stuff like in studio stuff where they had green screens and things like that where they had to shoot them obviously separately.
Right,
Yeah.
and they have to practice choreography and everything.
Yeah. So
Yeah, you have to have Miz properly make up, so he doesn't bitch and
God.
complain.
yeah.
All I can say is, Miz, he definitely makes me hate the guy. That's all I can say. He's a heel that is doing his damn
He
good
does it
job.
really well.
Yeah. Although
He knows how to play heel.
yeah, once again though, I kind of realized something when I look at the other three men that were in the match and realize that we're on the way to Money in the Bank. It makes me actually kind of go, wait a minute, no, this makes sense, because you obviously had a big thing going with, Cesaro, Owens, and Zayn versus The Miz, that being the IC title picture. Obviously, Cesaro is going to be the next one-on-one shot.
Mm-hmm.
And but here's the thing, you just you're now putting all three of those guys towards Money in the Bank.
There's a spot in this match I want to ask about real quick.
Yeah.
Do you I just want to talk about the beginning of the match real quick, with shades of John Cena versus Shawn Michaels versus Triple H for the WWE title, where fucking it starts the match, all of them are in their corner, bell rings, Sami Zayn just hell of a kicks Kevin Owens out of the ring,
Yeah.
and they all just stand there going, what?
Nice.
That was awesome.
Yeah, so I definitely agree. IC title match was the match of the night. The second place to that was definitely the Asylum match, Ambrose and Jericho.
No, it was not.
Really?
No, bro.
Really?
Did you
What?
not hear the crowd? That
I
match
thought-
was
I'm-
terrible.
I heard that match. I thought the crowd was really into it.
No, we were not. There were chants of this match sucks, this is boring, and just end it. It was so fucking long. My friend and I almost fell asleep. There were people in our row falling asleep. That
You're
match
kidding.
was literally... No, I was not. Because my friend got on his phone halfway through the match. He said, this is just an update from Twitter saying this match got 10 more minutes because the segment was cut. And I just went, God damn it. And it was just... The match seemed to me, and a lot of people around me, where it was just, okay, we're going to hit each other with random objects, and then we're going to stop for like 5 minutes. And it only picked up at the end when the thud tags came out. But that match was just so fucking slow.
Yeah, and I that was the reason why I realized it wasn't match of the night, because that was the main issue with it was slow, and it looks like this is one of those times where it was a match type or a match where at the last minute they were given more time. And the thing is that Jericho and Ambrose are both capable of stretching that, but it depends on how soon they were told they had 10 more minutes.
There's something about that match that also bothers me, where they took down every weapon except for Mitch Jr.
I was gonna.
Mitch Jr. was still up there, and that confused the fuck out of me. I was like, is that going to fall on Roman's head like a cartoon gag in the main event?
That would be amusing. I'll
That'd
give
be
it that.
fucking amazing.
But I mean, yeah, it was. I guess I can agree with that. That where if this match had been, instead of 26 minutes long, had been like 16 minutes, like where they didn't have to do as long of pauses, like they were just constant. It was pretty much more fast paced, getting back up to the weapons and things like that. Yeah, this definitely would have been a much better match. But I mean, it was, we got what we got, and I mean and honestly, at least out of this, we also got a sign that at least WB is still willing to push the edge of PG. Still.
Now here's a
Yeah.
question: do you think they'll introduce the? Do you think they'll bring back the Ambrose Asylum match future and again?
I think this was a test for it, and honestly, they could bring it back, but I don't think you. I think you save this one for much farther down the line. Like you don't make Ambrose do this once a year. You kind of make it like the like Kane's Inferno match.
Yeah.
And that makes sense.
By the way,
or Undertaker buried alive.
Yeah.
That works. That works too.
Dude, Jericho after the match, I had my friend had buddies who paid $400 a ticket to pay for second row. So God bless them. But they were in the second row up the ramp. They were watching Jericho, and Jericho was screaming in pain. And then when refs tried to come in and help him, he shoved them out. And then after a little while, he just goes, "Can someone help me out of the damn ring?" Just screaming. And then, in their words, he was walking up the ramp, and a guy was taking a picture of him with his phone going, "Yeah, Jericho." And he goes, "You shut up." And he takes the guy's phone and slams it against the ground, like cracking it.
Ooh, that's not a good move.
That's not good at all.
No.
And they had a picture of the guy's phone, and it's like, I don't know, like, I didn't see that because I was mostly just going, Jesus Christ, Jericho, and just watching other things. But yeah, Jericho was being weird, but I can't blame him because you saw his fucking arm.
Yeah, and his back. I mean,
And it's
he had to be in pain.
There's no way to take that bump without pain.
Yeah. Okay. And Charlotte, Natalia. Into this one. So this was a great opportunity for Charlotte to look really strong, because I would have had no problem with Charlotte keeping the title, winning this clean, showing she can do it, because that would have made her look strong. It wouldn't have. I'm not saying turn her face, but at least it would have made her look better.
Yeah.
And then all of a sudden, hey, check it out. I'm blonde. I was a fitness person. Looks like we can be a stable together. Thank you, Dana Brooke.
Really quick, I'm sorry to jump in. That was fucking really dumb. Not her, but just the middle of the match, the entire stage and Titantron went dark, and everyone's looking what? And then a person in a Ric Flair robe comes running out, and everyone's looking at that, and no one's watching the match. I don't know if you could see everyone looking at the stage before his woo started, but there was a solid 30 to 45 seconds of darkness on that stage with Dana Brooke just staring at the stage. And it was so stupid.
Sounds like a missed timing, because obviously that should have been timed more of, all right, Dana, get out there, and like 5 seconds later than it should have been.
Yeah, she was out there for at least 30 seconds. Just standing there. I'm like, what the fuck? I can't watch the match. What's going on? And then just, woo! I'm like, okay.
And at first I thought it was going to be Charles Robinson at first.
I think that would have made more sense. I think, but then again, given what they decided to do on the next night on Raw, it would have fucked with that. Because, yeah, wow.
We'll talk about that a little later, I guess.
We'll give that its own time here in just a minute. So then, final match of the night, Roman Reigns versus AJ Styles, the Extreme Rules match. Only thing I had an issue with in this match is that, seriously, Roman should not look that much stronger than AJ Styles.
Roman looks strong.
Roman
looks strong.
Here's the thing. Yeah, Roman looks strong. He looked strong in kind of the wrong way. Here's the thing. AJ Styles did a phenomenal forearm to him. Did 2 Styles clashes, one on a chair. Sure, Roman the pinfall was broken up, and that's why he didn't get pinned there. But still, AJ demolished him with a chair too. Did all this shit, and AJ Styles went down with a spear. Sure, it was a spear in midair for all that, but still, it was one finisher versus tons of chair shots, two Styles clashes, and a forearm.
Personally, I would call that move a javelin, but
to be fair, he speared him once on the outside too.
I believe he did, yeah.
So, I mean, I get what you're saying, but people keep saying he only got speared once. He did get speared twice.
Yeah, but but I guess it's because of the fact that this was a 20-minute match where and there were good things about this match. There were absolutely great things about this match. First of all, when you're talking about Extreme Rules, the idea is that Extreme Rules is the follow-up, is essentially the what's the word I'm looking for? The descendant. The descendant of the hardcore match. That's the idea. Is that Extreme Rules is pretty much hardcore. That's how you're supposed to think about it. And this match, from the start, actually kind of had some of that old feeling. We actually had a title match, which, thanks to the fact that since it's Extreme Rules, no countouts or anything like that, they did the nice lap around the arena. Now, if they wanted to go full, if they wanted to have a match, say Extreme Rules, and actually have a nice hardcore feeling, they would have gone backstage for a bit too. There would have been some stuff there, trash can lids and things like that.
You crash into a dressing room and you see some of the guys just hanging out go, oh. Like the time you see Owen Hart in the back room where he's supposed to be off TV.
Oh. Yeah, but let's see. So but yeah, there were good things in this match. It's been a while since a match that had Extreme Rules put on it actually kind of felt towards Extreme Rules, because because I'm trying to think like the last couple of years with this pay-per-view where that's been the marquee match. I just can't think of where it really felt like Extreme Rules really kind of really applied. But that was just. But this one, at least it felt like the intensity was there. I guess is what I'm saying. It felt like the intensity was there. Sure, it was a slow match, but I think people are like a lot of people who complain about it being a slow match are kind of, like, well, okay, well, it's not a slow match as in the way like Dean Ambrose and Jericho was. Like Dean Ambrose and Jericho, yeah, that was awkward. I think that was more like awkward pauses. It was sort of the thing. Like it was slow where it didn't need to be. Whereas you have Roman Reigns, who is a slow worker, and you have to understand that he's not going to be flying around the ring like AJ Styles. You're looking at that clash of styles here. Pardon the pun.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's the whole thing. Roman is methodical, and I get it. Some people are just kind of tired of guys that are like that. But, I mean, you have to recognize that that's the style of match he's going to give you.
Mm-hmm.
So, when you complain that that's the type of match he gives you, apparently you don't understand. Apparently you're forgetting to read what type of wrestlers are. Roman Reigns is a slow guy. He's going to do that. I mean, obviously you have guys that can break that mold. Freaking look at Kevin Owens. The guy is giant as hell, but yeah, he's quick. Yeah, he's pretty damn quick. Obviously, that's why people like him. But I mean, Roman Reigns is a much more traditional, methodical guy in the ring. He's not, he's going to take his time to set up his spots and stuff. So I don't know. It's just one of those things where once again, I think it's people saying that a match sucks because. People say that saying a match sucks just because they don't like the way a guy works, and it's like well, I mean, yeah, but it's like no, the match doesn't suck because of how he works. For how he works, the match was done right.
Yeah, I don't agree with the people in the arena start chanting "You can't wrestle." Because he can wrestle, I just don't like to watch him wrestle.
Yeah, it's just you don't like because here's the thing, the way Roman wrestles, actually, if you think about it, that was like golden era style wrestling. Go back to pretty much pre-attitude era when it was mostly big guys.
Rocky Johnson.
Yeah, those are the type of matches that you got all the time. And it was between two guys who were pretty much the same like that. So that's one of the reasons why Vince always looks to those guys for the top of his card, is because that's what basically got him there. That's what got him to such a big position in the industry.
That's what he likes.
So that's one of the reasons why it's so hard for Vince to let go of that and not try to only push guys like Roman Reigns, like John Cena, because he knows he got to the point that he's at because of guys like that. So I mean, it's obviously that it's obvious that the older fans aren't going for it. Like we get that, but Vince knows what made him money. Sure, and I mean he's always been stubborn about changing things. Think about it. He almost lost the company by basically being stubborn like that until finally he gave in and let people go ahead and push through ideas that ushered in the Attitude Era.
Yeah. Yeah.
WWE was going to go down to WCW. WCW was going to win. Then Vince finally made the decision of, all right, we have to keep up with them. That what they're doing is working. Let's do it.
Mm-hmm. Yep. Yeah, essentially.
See, and that's the reason why right now, because Vince is still in charge, and even though people are saying the quality of the product's going down, yeah, ratings are coming down. I mean, there's all sorts of other factors though in the fact that ratings are coming down, because once again you also have DVR people like myself that I DVR Raw and everything.
DVR. football season, of course, and
Dude, Raw last night was against the first game of the Stanley Cup playoffs and the Golden State OKC Game 7. It was going to do so fucking poor.
Yeah.
okay, then that's a huge factor there too.
Yeah.
You got a point there.
So I mean,
Not
yeah.
to mention yesterday was Memorial Day, and some people probably would rather just be outside barbecuing and everything, or just get drunk.
Yeah. So here's the thing: is that Vince wants this type of guy out there, and this is how he wants to run the product. Guess what? There's nobody challenging WWE in a way that's threatening to pretty much sink WWE to where Vince has to be desperate enough to say, "All right, I give in. Let's go with this."
I mean, the closest thing I could think of is maybe NXT, but that's still under WWE.
That's still
You
under.
can't fight with yourself.
Yeah.
Right.
Well, but I mean, obviously, I think at this point, I think Vince is trying. I think you can kind of see that in the main roster stuff. You can see Vince is trying because he sees how people react to NXT, and I think he's also realizing that the main roster guys were pretty much saying, "Hey, we're getting shown up by them. We're getting shown up.
Go.
We're getting shown up by the guys that are supposed to be titled as developmental under your own banner. What the hell?" Yeah, so and we'll kind of go a little bit into that of how that might be changing a little bit when we get to talking about the major story that we want to talk about. But yeah, so I mean, overall, Extreme Rules was very solid. Oh, right, and of course, I don't know how WB did it, how WB kept the lid on it, but yeah, just after the match, and this was a much better executed, moment in the night. Obviously, that and pretty much Roman goes to raise the title, and out running down the ramp comes Seth Rollins.
To be fair, that was rumored that day, but it was like it was rumored that Rollins was in New Jersey. That was going throughout the entire arena.
Yeah, but then again, there was also Rollins was also at Mania, and he didn't do anything then.
Good point.
Yeah, Rollins was in Dallas and all that, so he could be at the event, but and people are out injured, they could just be there just to support. You don't know if they're actually do that, because here's the other thing, because I actually did go ahead and watch the WB 24 that they put out talking about.
How was that?
This was a good one with Rollins talking about the whole time with injury and all that. Oh God, you actually really felt bad for him when they got to the whole part with Mania, because he was sitting up there. He based pretty much as soon as WrestleMania was done, he didn't even stick around to talk to people. He just got out as soon as he could. He said it was that hard for him to be there.
I can imagine
that.
Yeah, and he makes a good point. I mean, he literally ended the previous Mania with the title in his hands, and now he wasn't even on the card.
Yeah.
But by the way, as far as Extreme Rules goes, there was a very minimal chance that it might not have happened again, because he still had to be evaluated right before the show.
I figured.
Yeah, like he pretty much had to pass one more test before, literally out in the parking lot. They had him on a bus outside with a sign that said nobody allowed in after a certain time. And pretty much they took one of the trainers out, and they had to do one last examination of the knee and just make sure that nothing felt off and nothing was wrong there. Because if there had been one small sign, they would have said, no, we're not doing it.
Right, they want to be on the safe side.
Yeah, but he was cleared, so Rollins made his run in, and now we have our next feud going into the summer.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So
I wonder how Brock's going to get involved.
I don't think, real quick, I think it's great. I think they ended it perfectly though, because if Roman ended a pay-per-view holding a title high again over AJ Styles for a second pay-per-view in a row, that pay-per-view would have been so marred.
Yeah.
That would have it would have went from a B plus to like a B minus C plus.
I guess I can understand that.
Yeah. But yeah, so kind of looking forward then, because you know, obviously, yeah, we have Rollins versus Reigns coming up for the title at Money in the Bank. Here's the good question: do they immediately put the title back on Rollins, or do they let Roman have one win? Because I can see Roman and Seth running a feud to SummerSlam.
I can kind of see that, especially with the changes in with with the authority and everything.
Yeah.
Not sure.
Yeah, because that's the whole thing. Is that, I mean, these two have so much history, or are we? You know what? Since SummerSlam is supposed to be WrestleMania this summer, and obviously the original plan for the main event of this year's WrestleMania, I think everybody's pretty sure the original plan was going to be a Shield triple threat for the title. Is that going to be are Seth and Roman going to feud for the title for 2 months or for the next couple of pay-per-views, and then when it comes to SummerSlam, Dean gets back involved, or
Dean wins Money in the Bank?
Oh, we haven't thought about that.
Dean wins Money in the Bank, and pretty much he decides, hey, you two are gonna fight again at SummerSlam. Screw it, I'm in.
He pulls like I know I shouldn't use this example, but it's like 2004 WrestleMania where it's supposed to just be Triple H, Shawn Michaels. It's like, I want in, and he goes, why are you? But he does have a right to be there, where he just shoves in.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, but I mean, it's one of those times where it's shoved. It's a guy put in, but this is a legitimate guy into this whole thing, because once again, it's all the history there. So yeah, I mean, obviously this match would have been perfect if it had happened at Mania, but yeah, I mean, things ended up the way they happened, so it'll probably happen by SummerSlam.
Mm-hmm.
Let me see here. Let's see. Oh, then also coming out of Extreme Rules, we have another big feud. Which, if the crowd reaction is anything, then this is definitely a match that a lot of people have been waiting for, have been wanting. I'll admit, I would have always liked to have seen this match, because we're talking about, and I guess I'm just going to kind of put it this way and it'll make it obvious. We're talking about the guy that's been the face of WWE for a decade, and the guy that for pretty much a little over a decade freaking built the company that could have been the closest competition. And you pretty much you have the face of TNA and the face of WWE colliding now. In John Cena and AJ Styles. So, I mean, this is a match that for quite a few years people absolutely wanted to see.
Cena wins, lol.
That's the fear, but honestly, this is another feud that I can see them going through the summer. The big blowout being SummerSlam again.
I can see that.
Like, you have their first match at Money in the Bank, and I think you have, shenanigans with the club. You have shenanigans with the club, and they do that. Then, and AJ is fully embracing the heel side, like he's not doing the whole I can do this on my own thing like he did with Roman. He's fully embracing that. Then let's see, it's Money in the Bank. What's the next run of pay-per-views? Hang on.
Alright, so it's Money in the Bank, and then I think it's SummerSlam.
Pay-per-views 2016, hang on. Okay, pay-per-view schedule 2016, 2017. So, okay. So let me see more items. Okay, so let's see, Money in the Bank. Okay, no, Battleground is between them.
Oh, fuck off! Really?
Battleground is between them in July. Okay, here's the thing though. Money in the Bank is June 19th. Battleground is July 24th. It's a 4-week. That's a 4-week build. About. It's also going to be in DC. And then August 21st, it's going to be SummerSlam.
Oh, there's some SummerSlam news that's also kind of bullshit right now.
So
Let's talk about it.
okay, so you have the first match at Money in the Bank, then you have Battleground, then in some way the build up to SummerSlam, it ends up being that the big one-on-one match with AJ versus John. You get that way to find some way to keep the club out of it, and
Cage match.
I don't know if you do cage match, but I think you kind of pull a similar stipulation like you did with Flair. It's pretty much do something more intense though. Like, hey, you two, you show up at ringside, you're suspended indefinitely, no pay. You're suspended indefinitely without pay. Pretty much give them, they're obviously going to be heels, and one of the most common things with heels is, where's my paycheck? You want to make your living? Stay out of it.
There we go.
So that would be the way I would do it, but yeah. Let's see. Let me see here. So, oh, sorry, I was just kind of looking through some stuff. So, we're getting a pay-per-view in Canada later in the year. I just realized.
Really, which one?
Survivor Series is in Toronto.
Ooh.
Talk about oh god, Survivor Series in Toronto.
You're
Canada.
Yeah, well, if it was in Montreal, that'd be different.
That'd be great. Real quick, since we're talking about pay-per-views, NXT Brooklyn 2, it's no longer listed on WWE.com, nor is it listed on Ticketmaster.
And there may be a reason for that, because here's the thing: the next NXT Takeover had its subtitle announced.
The end.
The end.
So are they gonna change it from Takeover to Battle? Or I don't fucking know. I'm terrible at names.
Well, I mean, I think it's gonna really depend on what they're gonna do going forward, because, well, I think I've been teasing it enough. Let's go ahead and bring up pretty much the big story that was broken in the last couple of weeks, and that was the announcement of the brand split returning. We are going back to Raw and SmackDown being separate rosters, things like that.
And SmackDown itself is going to be very special now too,
because it is now going live on Tuesdays. Which I realize, I understand why they went ahead and decided to just keep the shows on Tuesdays, because obviously you've already booked the arenas going forward.
Can I say real quick that it's really weird to me that, remember all those great ads where it's like, what do you see? Thursday! Those are now gone.
Yeah.
It's completely, you went from Friday to Thursday to Tuesday in the span of less than a year.
Yeah, but yeah, I'm gonna find that interesting on how this is gonna work out, because I guess the essentially the wrestlers' days off are gonna stay the same. Well, I guess depending on what show you're on, because I can see where for Raw you're gonna get Tuesday, Wednesday off, and then maybe you work a house show on Thursdays. Although, because right now the schedule is pretty much it's Raw, it's pretty much Raw live, SmackDown taping. I think it's a house show on Friday and Saturday, right?
Well, also remember that SmackDown and Raw are going to have different rosters.
True, but
yeah, they're probably going to have different roadies and everything.
Yeah, but this is what I'm trying to think of is, if they keep their current schedule of shows, but just have it be, have basically only one of the house shows are one is Raw, one is SmackDown. That's going to be interesting because the wrestlers are going to have more time off. Because think about it, if you're on Raw, and maybe your house show is the Friday show, you have Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, and then Friday is your house show. Then you're off Saturday and Sunday.
Well, every other Sunday because of
pay-per-view,
but
and then if there's a pay-per-view, you work that Sunday. But I mean, actually, if you think about it, that's a lot of time off.
Yeah, which honestly that could be nice for the wrestlers.
I mean,
you ask me.
It could be, but it's kind of interesting that I was watching this one thing. I think it was with it was like some old interview or something like that. I think it was with I know Arn Anderson was on the panel. It was you know what? I think it was that table for three with Vader, Sting, and who was it? It was the third guy. I don't think it was Arn. It wasn't Arn. It was I can't remember now.
I don't know.
But it was those three guys, and they brought up a point that they think that the reason that guys get injured more is actually because of the extended amount of time off they get now. Because
Really?
like back in the day, it was pretty much you were on the when you were on the road, you was literally you were going from town to town, you were doing shows like pretty much like almost every day or every other day, like for weeks at a time. And they think that because that was the case, you toughened up more, and you didn't. And they basically feel, it's like in their mind, you didn't get injured as much because your body was more resistant to it. They have a theory. They had a theory that because of the fact that these guys get that time off in the middle of the week, like their body isn't as resistant to all the impact and everything, and thus that's what's that might be one of the reasons for all the injuries. Which I can see a point there, but I mean a lot of the times a lot of the injuries are kind of coming out of more of the style of wrestling that's being done. It's because guys are doing a lot more high flying stuff. Guys are doing a lot more high impact stuff.
Mm-hmm.
So really, just when you go to that kind of style, you're gonna have more injuries anyway.
Yeah, I mean, I get their theory, but once again, we gotta also put in the factor of like how wrestling is done today compared to 30 years ago.
Because 30 years ago they were also hitting harder.
Well, yeah, that too.
Oh, yeah.
30 years ago they threw stiffer punches.
Mm-hmm.
Can't. I would say wrestling in America 30 years ago was probably way closer to like how it still is in Japan right now.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so we've been going for about an hour, so should we move on to something
Oh
more?
no, we've been going for 45 minutes, dude. Remember we started about.
Oh yeah, we
15.
started later.
Yeah, and we just barely started talking about the brand split.
Oh
yeah,
yeah.
so like, in a way, do you think Shane's gonna get one and Stephanie's gonna get the other?
I think that's the obvious plan. There's no way.
Yeah.
There's no way they're not going to do that.
Unless
Right.
they want to go true like internet smart and give SmackDown to Paul Heyman.
Gives him something to do, I guess.
Heyman Hustle. It gives me more reason to go to his Twitter and look at the hot babes he posts.
Yeah.
That or we just like, what's this? Daniel Bryan? That could be something for him to do. He could be a GM.
Possibly, but I mean that would depend on him because I don't know if it's one of those things of like is the wound still too fresh?
It's like you just like it's like what was the example he used where it's like when you break up with a girl and then you see her get married and she goes we could still be friends and he goes not right now, give me time.
I haven't thought about it that way.
Yeah, I can see Daniel Bryan coming in and doing a GM thing. I can see him doing that, but it's probably if anything he'll be the next GM of one of the shows. He'll be like if they change over, if it down the line SmackDown kind of because that was the whole thing about the original brand split is that SmackDown was pretty much the revolving door of GMs.
Here's a weird one. What about JBL?
Get him off commentary.
Yeah, get him off commentary. He was general manager on NXT for a while, and that went pretty well. I feel as though you can just make him the on-air personality of SmackDown, just make him off commentary, make him GM of SmackDown.
I could possibly see that. He could definitely make a good heel.
That was the longest reigning WWE champion in SmackDown history. Because Triple H didn't want to Tuesdays.
I think that record was broken, if I remember correctly.
In SmackDown history.
No, I'm pretty sure the SmackDown one was broken.
Oh, was? Oh, well, he can just roll with it.
Yeah.
Yeah, and then someone just pops out and is like, no, you're not.
Shut up.
Yeah.
Michael.
Now, this does bring up the interesting question of how they're going to run the titles this time. because here's the thing, they just literally they've had the titles fused back together for literally less than 2 years, and yeah.
This is kind of my theory. They're gonna have like probably whoever is the world champ probably bounce back and forth between shows, between SmackDown and Raw, but they're gonna keep like the Intercontinental Championship on Raw, then they're gonna keep the United States on SmackDown or something like that.
It's tag titles.
No, and that's the thing. I think the three.
I view the same way as the world champion.
I think the three main titles go between the shows, because once again, we just brought back the women's championship.
I'm sorry, you don't want Deuce and Domino type tag team champions?
Deuce and Domino? No, not really.
I saw a great article the other day. I think it might have been Rain who linked it, where it's like top 10 people who, maybe I just found on What Culture. It was like top 10 people who only got title reigns because the brand split. I think Deuce and Domino were one. Candice Michelle was one. Fucking OJ.
Michelle Cool was one of them too.
OJ. Fucking Orlando Jordan.
Mm-hmm.
You know, those people. So it's like, I agree with you, but if, let's say the person who has the WWE Championship, let's say Roman Reigns is on Raw, can someone on SmackDown, could someone on SmackDown go for the number one contendership?
I think it really just depends on, because, once again, if the heavyweight champion can go between the shows, I mean, here's the thing, he can be going between the shows, he could be feuding primarily with a Raw guy, and mainly being there. He could pretty much show up on SmackDown right before the pay-per-view, could be cutting his promo, a SmackDown guy gets in his face, and basically that gives you the hint of what's going to happen after the next pay-per-view. Because I think with this whole thing, Raw, you have the champion feud with the Raw guy for probably 2 months, and you have here's how I vision it: you have the World Heavyweight Champion feuding with a Raw guy, you have the Women's Champion feuding with a SmackDown woman, and you balance it out. You balance it out that way. Then then you have the two mid card titles. You have them with their own divisions, and then the tag teams. That one you can pretty much just run it however you want. You can just say, hey, these two tag teams are really working together, really working together right now. They happen to be on Raw. They'll run with them for a couple of months.
Sin Cara, no one wants the fucking Shining Stars.
Here's the thing. I thought this was an okay repackaging for him. Because it's a simple gimmick, and it kind of works for Primo and Epico. It really does. It's just that everybody knows it's Primo and Epico. Nobody's expecting anything out of it. That's why they're not getting reaction.
Well, they also say Primo and Epico because it's their names.
Well, yeah, because they're Primo and Epico, the Shining Stars. It's kind of like how the Vaudevillains are Aiden English and Simon Gotch.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Oh, and by the way, real quick, if we do brand split, I want SmackDown versus Raw to come back to the video game.
People have already been putting out art of that, of having SmackDown versus Raw featuring NXT.
Dude, that's so good.
Oh yeah, because that's a big thing that comes out of this. Because here's the thing, TakeOver is coming up, which, by the way, at the recording that's going on for this, the May 31st, this Saturday is the house show in Atlanta. I've got my ticket, so I'm going to that.
When is the end again?
It is next Wednesday, the 8th.
You want to have a call during that?
We probably will.
Oh god, it's next Wednesday!
Yeah.
Wait a minute. Okay, no, next Wednesday is not E3 week, that's afterwards. Sorry, Go ahead.
Yeah, so next week is TakeOver, the end. And here's the thing, going up to this point, for Finn Balor versus Samoa Joe, I was all Samoa Joe. Over
Really?
that. I was all Samoa Joe because it's pretty obvious the loser of the match was getting called up, and more than likely it was going to be Balor. He's going to get it. He's going to get injected into the whole club business. But then they announced the brand split.
Ah.
And I think one of the big reasons for this is because they realized, hey, we just brought in a bunch of really big name independent guys or big guys from that were in other companies and things like that are now in NXT. We're not exactly developing guys down there right now. We're just bringing in other people and just putting them down there for a little bit until we can find a place for them. So let's split everybody up, allow for a few more guys to come up and fill up the rosters, and bam, there you go. We're now gonna just watch after the brand split. Now I think both Joe and Balor are coming up. Eric Young's gonna come up. Austin Aries is gonna come up.
I don't really. I don't mean this in a bad way. I don't want Austin Aries to come up yet.
Yeah, but
it may be a little too early for him.
Well, here's the thing. I'm thinking like all the guys that they brought in that were like the really big star power. I think they're all coming up.
Like Bobby Roode.
Bobby Roode's not signed yet.
Oh, I thought he was signed.
No, that's still only in rumor.
Oh.
Because obviously if he had shown up at a taping, it would have been known.
It would have alerted your phone.
Yeah, it would have been like the EY thing. So, honestly, dude, that would be the perfect place if he has signed a deal and they're just working how to announce it. That's perfect. Because they're gonna have a draft.
Oh right.
They're gonna
SmackDown drafts Bobby Roode.
Wait, what?
Yeah, SmackDown drafts like that. They pull out the name and they go like, and they look down and go like, wait, what? And they kind of look at it. And maybe at that point both Steph and Shane look at it and go like, wait, we had this guy?
And they go, Bobby Roode, and his theme just starts blaring.
It's like,
yeah, because I mean, think about it. That whatever arena they're in will just explode.
Imagine it's in like Nashville.
Oh
God.
Well, actually, wait. They I think if you look forward on the events, the Raw that's going to be doing that draft, I think is the week before the SmackDown goes live.
Oh.
So I think it's the July 11th show.
Let me look. July 11th. July 11th is in. Oh, fuck off. July. Oh, I'm at 14th. Ooh, Cruiserweight Championship. 1 second.
A few days before I leave for TrotCon.
Oh. Yo, Chef, it's in Detroit.
What? The draft's in Detroit?
July 11th, 2016 is at Joe Louis Arena.
The draft.
Yep.
Is July 11th the draft?
I'm pretty sure that's what they said. If we go back to WWE.com real quick where they're talking about the whole brand extension, I believe that's when they said the draft would happen.
Well, I gotta save money.
It's SmackDown drafts.
I want to buy a new car.
SmackDown drafts Michigan Congressman Rhino.
He's running for state rep.
Damn it.
Let's see.
Though he's not gonna win, to be quite honest. He's running in a very liberal district.
Yeah, let's see here. 1 day ago, Shane and Stephanie McMahon address rumors surrounding.
Oh, that was on Raw. That was the opening segment.
Oh, yeah, Raw start. Yeah, okay, never mind.
Okay, so what else? What else can we talk about? Let's see.
We talk about.
Well, here's a quickie. Rob Van Dam is getting a divorce from his wife Sonya.
The whole effing alimony.
Well, let's see. They both don't have kids, so they don't have to worry about that. But Sonya is asking for spousal support.
Baby, I can't do a Rob Van Dam voice.
Wait. So Rob files for the divorce, and she's asking for support.
No, I think she filed for divorce.
Oh. Okay, that makes more sense.
I can't do a good Rob impression, but it's I'm trying to. I can't split my weed.
Hey, baby, calm down.
Calm down. I can't. I'm not giving you 50% of my weed.
Hey, babe, I can't. I took a temporary hiatus just to help you during your cancer.
Babe, don't you like how I be the whole show in bed?
Oh God. Oh God.
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh, yeah.
All right.
You don't like 5-star frog splashes at night?
Yeah.
Damn.
But oh
And
yeah,
What else?
Oh.
Yeah, Cody Rhodes.
yeah. Cody Rhodes and Eden Styles were both officially given their releases.
Right. Husband and wife go together in style, I guess.
In style.
Yeah.
No.
So that's a big thing. And apparently this is because apparently the last straw on this was that Cody did want to go ahead and end the Stardust character, and here's the other thing is that apparently he was told leading into WrestleMania that WrestleMania would be the end of Stardust. Like Vince told him that the character would be over then. And that he would go back to being Cody Rhodes. Apparently, Cody was all ready to go on that. I think he already had the new Twitter handle picked out. He already had I think they were even had merch designs going and stuff like that. Like hadn't officially started producing merch, but already had all these ideas. And then pretty much Mania came around, and Vince just for whatever reason changed his mind.
Oh, Vince.
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure Trips was all for him going back to Cody Rhodes.
More than likely, but yeah. But yes.
And also, if I remember correctly, Cody he's been blasting WWE for a little bit here and there, and he's also been mentioning he's open for going to TNA, Ring of Honor in Japan and everything.
Well, he put a list out that mostly had ROH guys.
Yeah, he put out this to-do list that had ROH I think it had IWGP guys. It had
Had personal ring announcer, which is probably gonna be his wife.
Oh, it had PWG. It had a PWG event, Battle of Los Angeles, on there. And by the way, what was it? Somebody responded to him on Twitter with their own list, and it was funny. Crap, who was it? Damn it! It was somebody tweeted out their own picture of a to-do list as well, and it had some guy on it where there was no way it was ever going to happen.
Wait, I think was it Wade Barrett?
It was Wade Barrett. It was Wade Barrett, and what was the thing he put down? It was what?
Give me a
Oh
second.
God!
Oh, Papa Shango. Papa Shango.
No, yeah, his is just Papa Shango. Why did he have a thing with Papa Shango again?
I don't know.
Did he ever explain that?
I don't think so.
I don't.
Oh God!
I remember there was a thing at the Royal Rumble a few years ago where he would say Papa Shango's gonna return.
Because why not?
But there was that. And by the way, if Cody Rhodes is going to do anything, it's not going to be for a while. Apparently, part of Cody's release is he does have a 90-day no-compete clause.
Yeah. Well, at least WWE, they're still going to pay him during that thing, but still.
Oh, okay. Okay, so the context of the tweet was that the list was possible post-WWE names.
Oh.
But the joke was that it was other guys. No, actually, wait. Sin Cara, no, that's wrong. Because it was literally called a to-do list.
It doesn't say to-do list on here.
Are you serious? I thought it did.
No, it doesn't. It just says it starts with Adam Cole, Dalton Castle, Bola, Angle, which is happening. That got announced. Angle versus Cody Rhodes, Hero, The Miracle, Moose, Pat Buck. Don't know what that is.
Oh, he's talking about the Young Bucks.
Oh, is that? Oh, I can't read. Doesn't say Young.
No, he's talking about the Young Bucks.
Oh, okay. The Streamers thing. Then it says Young Bucks.
So never mind. Oh, okay. So, I thought Pat. Oh, I guess I got their names wrong. I thought Pat Buck was one of the Young Bucks.
Trevor Lee, Shibata, personal ring announcer, and then Roderick Strong. God,
Okay.
I really want Wade Barrett to just come back and be his manager because those two are amazing together.
But yeah. So there was that. Okay, so Angle. So Cody is going over to TNA. All right, no, Angle's not in TNA.
No, he's doing it with
no.
he's doing it with an independent thing.
Okay.
It's his first match out at WWE. I don't. They keep promoting him as Cody Rhodes, so it's like, I guess he can use that name.
Well, isn't Cody his real name?
Yeah, but, I mean, it's spelled the same way. I thought WWE would have some sort of ownership of the character.
Hmm.
Yeah. His name's of course Cody Garrett Runnels. So yeah. So
Right then. All right, let's see what else. This is a little minor, but Goldberg was in a promo for WWE 2K17.
Yep.
Suplex City.
Last year was Sting, right? Or no, was last year?
No, last
no,
year's
20.
Sting.
Oh wait. No, 2015. No, 2014 was Sting. 2K.
Oh.
Yeah, 2K15 was Sting. Because that remember that was the whole thing where Sting was going to be a thing, and then he showed up later in the year. And
then last year was Austin, if I remember correctly.
I think it was Austin. And then so this year it's Goldberg. Goldberg is the big pre-order thing, so you'll get a chance to play as Goldberg for that. Actually, you know what? I think last year was Terminator. Actually, now that I think about it, I think it was Schwarzenegger.
Oh yeah, no, I remember.
Yeah. Was that? But or it might have been the year before. But oh well. Anyway, so yeah, Goldberg. They had this whole thing where he's like being led by cops, and you hear his music going in the background and everything. He's like chained up, and so it's a pretty good thing. And then he gets into the back of like some kind of police car, and as they're driving off, the reflection in the windows has a road sign that says Suplex City.
Oh God.
Now,
Oh no.
so now it becomes a question of first of all, does this mean that Goldberg is actually okay with possibly wrestling for WWE again?
He said he would never work for Vince McMahon as long as even if he was the last son of a bitch in the world.
Maybe
But
Trips was able to
Yeah,
something
that's
else.
that's why I'm thinking that I think at this point I don't think Vince is doing much in the negotiating with guys. I think at this point I think Triple H is probably first line now.
Yeah, and I'm just thinking, can Goldberg even wrestle? Like, if I remember correctly, the guy's is in his early 50s.
Dude still looks like a truck, and he looks like he shits out punches.
Yeah, he does still look good for his age.
Yeah, Sin Cara kind of brings up in there. Does this mean they're hinting at Goldberg Brock too?
Yeah, and I made a mistake. Goldberg is turning 50 in December this year.
Yeah. So I mean, once again, are they hinting at Goldberg Lesnar too? Except this time they give both the guys a reason to give a damn about the match.
Potentially if they actually put some effort into it this time.
Yeah, because that was the big thing is that everybody knew that Brock and Goldberg were leaving the next night after that Mania, and they knew that neither of the guys really gave a crap. So thus the crowd didn't give a crap. So thus nobody ended up caring for that match, and I think that's pretty much everything that really brought that down because. I mean, you were pretty much gonna have a slow match between the two of them anyway, but yeah, then with the crowd not caring, obvious that the two guys didn't care, everything, all that combined, it just made it into this absolute vortex of suck.
Yeah.
Did you realize that if Goldberg comes back, he's gonna lose that first match, so they're at even playing field, so it's like 1-1.
That's the whole thing is maybe they're doing this package now. Goldberg and Brock both show up for SummerSlam.
We're in New York. Let's make this right.
Yeah,
and then me and my brother go there going, what the fuck? Just
Yeah.
get Chris Benoit out here, like make it all 20 all over again.
Yeah, well,
God.
I mean, they have that match, and like you say, he loses that match. Then in the build up to Mania, he comes back out again and says, "You know what? We're tied. We're tied. We need to settle this." And then at that point, you don't know which one wins. Although obviously Brock is the younger guy and is probably the more intense in the ring. But yeah.
Yeah, and Goldberg hasn't been doing anything since like, my God, 2004, if I remember correctly.
Yeah. But
Yeah.
yeah. So
And-
yeah. Anyway, so let's see. Yeah.
Can't WWE.
Which I have been watching the recent episode. There's definitely some fun stuff going on.
Yeah. Well, okay, Suki, all I'm gonna say is they had a surprise cameo at the end of the last episode.
Oh yeah, that I'll admit I was not expecting that at all. That was just,
Oh, that's good.
and I love it. And I love it. It just like, you know what? We should just say it. Screw it, people. If you don't have the network, go get it. There's plenty of stuff on the network that's worth
There's
it.
also a place to watch this show for free, like Watch Wrestling.
Well, that's
I
true.
guess, yeah.
So pretty much, yeah. Vince gets pulled back to. It's like Vince quit, but at the end he's getting pulled back to the camp. So a bus pulls up to pick him and Austin up, and and then yeah, so opens it up, and it's just like hey Vince, it's me, Lex Luger. I was like, and it's just like, oh dear God, and I just love Vince's reaction, just like, oh God, don't look at him, just don't make eye contact.
Go back to the bus.
Oh God.
Him at the end of the episode with, "This is my dog now."
Yeah.
With the creepy ass look.
Yeah, and sorry, and I love the fact that the bus actually ended up being straight up the Lex Express.
It makes sense.
Yeah,
That bus is
Yeah.
lost somewhere. It's in some fucking ditch.
Or someone's junkyard.
Yeah.
Yeah, and,
Yeah.
you know, I just realized something. Like, when we first started talking about KWE, didn't we say that there's only going to be 5 episodes right now?
and I think this was the 5th, wasn't it?
That was the 5th episode, and I'm just like, okay, where's Godfather's recording supposed to be at? Where's Quad? And
Well
everything.
then, yeah, it looks like those episodes are still coming.
I guess they're still in production because I guess they just want to see how it works first, and then they're going to probably invest more money into probably the other episodes. And
Yeah,
hell, who knows? Maybe even the ones that they have planned with Hogan, they actually will do them.
well, let's see. Well, they straight up mentioned Hogan.
Yes, but.
Did they mention Hogan in that, or am I thinking? Oh wait,
no.
no.
Of Edge and Christian.
No, I'm also thinking of the WB24 thing because Seth Rollins did talk about Hogan a bit. Well, more talking about like watching Hogan back in the day and stuff.
All right.
But let me see. So here's another thing. Because also starting this upcoming week, the new episodes of Swerved are being released to the network.
Oh,
What's
yeah.
Stardust?
Yeah, that's gonna.
Well.
Oh God. You know what? Oh man, I think. You know what? No, Cody didn't do enough to like have him end up being blacklisted like that.
Yeah, that's true.
So he's not. Yeah, he's not. His stuff's not going to get removed.
Yeah, he
Yeah.
just needs time to cool off. He's not. It's not like he did something as bad as like. Oh, I don't know. Who's a good example? Like, I guess Punk is an example. Yeah.
Yeah. Oh. If we're running out of stuff to say, can I talk about Lucha Underground?
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
Ladies,
Okay.
ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, children of all ages, this is Cole's Lucha Underground talk.
And Cole, I'm just gonna give you a heads up because of timing. You've got at the most 10 minutes.
No, I won't even need that.
Okay.
I don't think.
Okay. Oh, before
first-
we get into that, Cole, out of curiosity, who's the OAW champion
I was just
after...
about to say our winner after winning by 1 point was AJ. In his first reign. The guy who doesn't give a shit won.
The final member of OAW has his reign as the
It's
OAW
weird.
champion.
Short had a fucking reign before him.
Out of nowhere, I was surprised he got a reign too.
Yeah.
So we can say officially everyone who is a member of OAW has had a reign with the title now.
Yeah.
Are we missing someone?
Sorry?
Missing anyone? I'm trying to remember.
I'll have to double check, but I think we're good.
All right then. Yeah. Let's see. Here's your winner and new Taco-san champion, AJ.
So, the thing I want to talk about Lucha Underground is that Chavo Guerrero has turned into one of my favorite wrestling heels because of this show. And it's weird because a few years ago, if you told me Chavo Guerrero was going to be one of my favorite wrestlers, I would have laughed at my future self's face and saying, wow, you're an idiot. Also, you look fat. What's going on here? But the thing is, Chavo Guerrero, for those of you who don't know, Lucha Underground has a thing called the Gift of the Gods, which is kind of like their Money in the Bank, where it's 7 different wrestlers get a pennant. They win a pennant in a match. And when all those pennants go into a belt, all those 7 people fight for the belt. And then and if you hold that belt, you say, I want a match for the championship, but you have to set a date like next week. No, you can't just do it like right away. So it's kind of cool. Like, it just basically puts you at the front of the line.
All right.
So Chavo, there's a guy, Brian Cage. He was in FCW. He actually won the tag belts with Justin Gabriel. I forget what his name was in FCW, but he was in WWE for like a year. The guy named Cage. He's fucking huge. He is like a big dude. He's like Ryback but better. And he has personality and a voice that doesn't hurt my ears. He won a match and then the next week he won a match against a short person. I'm not going to explain. And then Chavo Guerrero came up from behind him, picked his pocket, took the belt, and ran. So then Chavo Guerrero was in the match because he put the medallion in the belt before Cage could stop him. So then we get to Gift of the Gods match with these 7 people. Cage comes out at the end, and he starts, and it looks like he's about to destroy Chavo Guerrero. He kills everyone else, and then he lays Chavo Guerrero on another guy and lets him win. And you think this is a really stupid heel turn, but it's not. It's Cage saying, no, next week I get to face you for that title. He wanted to just get Chavo Guerrero instead of dealing with 6 other people. And I think that's the beauty of this, where I was so used to WWE booking, where they wouldn't think that's smart in this sort of match, that this guy, who's supposed to be just a muscle-bound idiot, he came up with a great idea, and then he beat Chavo Guerrero. He murdered Chavo Guerrero the next week, and he became the new Gift of Gods champion. And I think the next week he's going to face their current Lucha Underground title holder. So please watch Lucha Underground, because I need this to have good ratings, because I don't want it to end, because there's fucking witchcraft, there's a dragon, there's a time traveler, there's dead people, there's a dude who literally ripped out 2 people's hearts just to gain their power, there's intergender matches, Justin Gabriel is a champion, there is a undercover cop storyline, there is a really weird lady who can teleport places and then just beats people up and then licks their face when they're about to die. And then finally, there is Chavo Guerrero just being kind of being a stereotypical Mexican, but then great at it. So please watch Lucha Underground. I think that's all I have to say.
Yeah. By the way, looked it up. Brian Cage in WWE was his name that he... Well, at first he was still Brian Cage, but then they asked him to change it, and he went with Chris Logan.
And Logan was because of Wolverine, I believe.
Yeah, Chris was actually for Chris Canyon.
That was nice.
Apparently, right before he got released, he came up with a new character called Nightclaw. He was seen in a few matches and was supposed to be used during the time that Hurricane was still active. I guess he was going to be he was going to become like a supervillain.
Yeah. By the way, if you're on that Wikipedia page, look, him and Justin Gabriel won the tag team titles.
FCW.
Look who they lost it. Look who they lost it to.
Wasn't that? I just closed it, but was that the Dude Busters?
No.
Oh.
He lost it to Bo and Duke Rotunda, aka Bo and Bray Wyatt.
Ah.
FCW was weird.
Yep.
That's all I have to say.
All right. Well then. Well, I think we've done pretty well to talk about a lot of this stuff. I swear there was something else with the brand split I meant to go over, but I can't think of it now.
I don't know.
Yeah. Oh, right. Now I remember something else. And one thing that they experimented with back in the day that I hope I hope does not happen again. Brand specific pay-per-views.
You don't want December
yeah.
to December?
That was ECW, Cole.
I know, but it was just different brands.
Oh yeah, but let's hope that's not going to happen.
Well, the only advantage that came out of that stuff was that the certain storylines were allowed to run for longer because of that. Because obviously, you go from one pay-per-view and now you're going to have, if it's booked that way, you have 2 months until your next pay-per-view event.
Yeah.
So you have time to build on your show a lot towards it.
All right.
But then again, knowing WB, what it'll end up being is, hey, guess what? Raw had their pay-per-view this week. Oh, hey, check it out. SmackDown's next week.
To be fair, it's not as bad because the network's going to make that, not cost a lot.
That is true. With the network, they could probably get away with it more.
Yeah, they could probably start turning random Saturday house shows into pay-per-view events.
Oh God.
Although the problem with that is that now you're talking about taking you have 12 pay-per-view events now. Well, and then they've been throwing in random network specials, which you can't really count those. But your primary pay-per-view events now you're talking about adding another 8 or 10 on top of that.
Oh God.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's definitely pushing it.
Mm-hmm.
So, but all right. But anyway, I think we've definitely gone over everything, and I think we're pretty much good to go at this point of talking about all of it, and just good to let the next 2 weeks go. Let me think here. So, within the next 2 weeks, the next recording being on June 14th. Actually, yeah, because, by the way, I think on the next show for June 14th, we'll discuss the future of recordings for this, because with SmackDown going live in July, we may have to switch what night we record on. I don't know. We may just move it to we may just move it to Wednesdays, since hell, NXT's a tape show anyway, and you gotta go to the network to watch it anyhow. So.
Yeah, I guess we could do that, but we'll just see what we can do.
We'll have to see. We'll see what happens with that, but yeah. But that's something there. So yeah, next taping or next recording, we're talking about the shows and everything. Okay, yeah. Next recording is June 14th. In 2 weeks, in that time frame, we'll have NXT Takeover, and Money in the Bank is June. Is that June 12th?
I don't know. Let me check. Bank. June 19th.
Okay, so that show is going to be right before Money in the Bank. All right, so that's what we got. So that's what we got going. For everybody that's here at the live recording, we'll make sure to see you guys in 2 weeks on that. And but before we officially say goodbye, let's go ahead and just let everybody, of course, know where they can find us. Let's do the opposite of earlier. And Chef, you go first.
You can find me on Twitter with at Chef Joe G9. No, that's my YouTube actually. Yeah. Chef Joe G19 on YouTube and DeviantArt, and you can follow me on Twitter at Joe Off the Island.
All right, Cole.
You can find me on Twitter at MichaelB_96 here.
All right.
Yeah, right there.
Yep. All right, and of course I'm at Tsukisama87 on pretty much just about everything. Of course, if you're watching this on the YouTube channel, you do know where that's at. If you're watching this somewhere else, join us on the YouTube channel, youtube.com/TacoSendItBackup for these recorded versions, or you can join. Of course, you can join us live every 2 weeks for the actual recordings of these podcasts, and that's over at livestream.com/OA Wrestling. But with all that in mind, I think we have pretty much done everything we wish to do this time around, and we'll definitely be looking forward to next time talking about talking about going into Money in the Bank, and also talking about NXT and seeing where it's going from here.
Mm-hmm.
So with that, thank you all for coming by. Thank you all for checking out the show, and have a good one.
Yeah.